Put it down! Chairs!
But there's plenty of room.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
That's because there isn't any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer any.
What? It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without first being invited.
Yes! I didn't know it was your table. It's laid out for a great many more than three.
Your hair needs cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Really? Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Oh, a riddle. I believe I can get that.
Do you mean you think you could find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then why don't you just say what you mean?
I do. At least, I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know?
Well, not the same thing at all. Why, you might just well say, I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might just as well say, I like what I get is the same thing as I get what I like.
You might just as well say, I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
Oh, it's the same thing with you. Oh, have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
You're right.
I think you might do something better with your time than asking riddles that have no answers.
Well, if you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't go about calling it an it. It's a him. Besides, we quarreled last March just before he went mad. Oh, it was at the great concert given by the Duchess, and I had to sing, Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. You've heard the song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. I've hardly finished the first verse. I've hardly finished the first verse. When the Duchess bawled out, he's murdering time. Off with his head.
Oh, how dreadfully savage.
Yes, and ever since then he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
Is that the reason for so many tea things put out here?
Yes, it's always tea time, and we have no time to wash the things between the whiles.
And you keep moving around, I suppose.
Exactly so, as things get used up.
But when you come back to the beginning again...
Suppose we just change the subject for a second. I'm getting tired of all this. I vote the young lady tells us a story.
I second the vote.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know one.
To the dormouse.
Yes, wake up.
I wasn't asleep. I heard everything you just were saying.
Tell the story.
And be quick about it before you fall asleep.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Toby, and they lived at the bottom of the well. But why did they live at the bottom of the well? It was a treacle well. Treacle is very much like molasses. They have been very ill, and besides, there's no...
Oh,
If you can't be civil, you better finish the story yourself. No, I'm sorry. I won't interrupt again. I dare say there's a new one. One indeed. And so, the 3 little sisters were learning to draw, you know? And what did they draw? Treacle. But I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from?
well, I should think that if you can draw water from a water well, then you can definitely draw a treacle from a treacle well.
But they were in the well. Of course they were. Well, and so the 3 little sisters were learning to draw, and they drew all manner of things, everything that began with an M. And why with an M?
Why not?
Yes.
That begins with an M, such as mousetrap and moon and memory and much be such a thing as a drawing of muchness? I don't think so.
Oh, then you shouldn't talk!
Really? Well, I'll never come here again. This is the stupidest tea party I've ever been at in all my life! And so, the three little sisters, Twinkle, Twinkle, and oh, wait, please, whatever am I going to do? They're all fast asleep and I'm still quite hungry. Oh, child, they were all in a state of mind where they wanted to deny something, only they didn't know what to deny. Nasty, vicious